Hello everybody, it's Hater. Welcome back to another Destiny 2 build video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how the brand new Vice SMG funnel web is basically the Recluse 2.0 and probably the best ad clear weapon we have in the entire game right now. But as always guys, if you enjoy the video, give it a like, let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of the funnel web, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me over at my Twitch, and there will be a dim loadout link down in the description if you guys want to copy the build I used in this video. Starting things off guys, the Funnel Web Vice submachine gun is a new foundry based weapon that Bungie introduced with the Witch Queen expansion. It is a 900 RPM lightweight frame, making it the fastest firing SMG archetype that we have right now, and it comes with some pretty nasty stats, having 45 range, 50 stability, a monstrous 73 handling, all at the cost of having a lower reload speed of 38. Now comparing this to something much more familiar like the Recluse for example, Funnel Web is going to beat almost every stat Recluse has except for stability, having 4 more range, 6 more handling, and 3 more reload. As for the perks that you guys can roll on it, it also has some ridiculous combinations. In the left column, we have Perpetual Motion to increase stability, handling, and reload speed as long as the user is in motion, Killing Wind to increase mobility, weapon range, and handling for a duration after getting a kill, Subsistence, so defeating targets partially reload the magazine from reserves, auto-loading holster to reload the weapon while it's stowed for a short duration, the new Steady Hands, so kills provide improved handling for all weapons for a short duration, and Pulse Monitor to automatically reload the weapon and improve weapon handling while wounded even when the weapon is stowed. Moving over to the right column though, we have some really good damage modifiers. Starting with Thresh, so kills with the weapon give bonus super energy, the new Focused Fury, so dealing half of the magazine as precision damage will give the weapon a 20% damage bonus for a period of time. The shot count is then reset whenever the weapon is reloaded or stowed. Then we have Frenzy, so being in combat for an extended period of time will increase weapon damage by 15%, handling, and reload speed until the user is out of combat. Then we have Adrenaline Junkie, so getting kills with the weapon or grenades stack bonus weapon damage and handling for a period of time. Then we have Elemental Capacitor to increase certain weapon stats based on what subclass the user is currently using. And finally, Rangefinder, so aiming this weapon increases its effective range and zoom magnification. Then its Foundry Origin trait, this is something that is brand new to all of the Foundry weapons, called Vice Stinger, states damaging an enemy with this weapon has a small chance to reload the magazine and increase movement speed while aiming down sights. Bows receive faster draw speed and swords receive faster charge rate while this perk is active. Now, all of these perks are great and all, but let's get into the big question everyone is waiting to be answered. How do you get it? And an obvious guess a lot of people would be hoping for is if we could be crafting it. No. Unfortunately, Bungie made this weapon a part of the World Pool and Gunsmith reputation drops, meaning you have to pray to RNGesus himself to get the god roll you want. For my perfect god roll though, that I would be hunting for a long time probably, is gonna be Corkscrew Rifling preferably, but any range plus handling barrel will do. Tactical Mag to get the best bang for your buck when it comes to magazine or stats, then Perpetual Motion to mainly increase reload speed, and Frenzy preferably, so I can get even more reload speed on top of a 15% damage increase that stays with me even when the weapon is stowed. And to top it all off, a Range Masterwork because I'm already getting the handling and reload speed from Perpetual Motion and Frenzy. Okay, this is where this gun becomes Recluse 2.0, because along with Witch Queen, Season of the Risen brung brand new artifact mods, but specifically one of them just outright breaks this weapon, and that's the new mod Volatile Flow. It reads, picking up a Void Elemental well grants your Void weapons volatile rounds. Yeah, volatile rounds. You know, void detonators that cause enemies to explode, that kind of volatile. This is going to be the mod that literally makes the whole build, because once we pick up that void elemental well, our funnel web becomes equivalent to an exotic weapon for 17 seconds. So to take advantage of that, we're going to be using a build that focuses entirely around getting and maintaining volatile rounds. And to do so, we're going to be using my Warlock as an example because this is perfectly flexible with all three classes. Starting off with the aspects and fragments, I'm using my Secant Filaments build from the other day, so I'm using Nova Bomb Cataclysm, Vortex Grenade, and the aspects feed the Void, so defeating a target with a Void ability is going to proc Devour. While Devour is active, Final Blows in general will fully heal me and reproc Devour. Then I'm using Child of the Old Gods, so that whenever I cast my Rift, in this case it's an Empowering Rift, it will spawn a Void Buddy over my shoulder that I can send out to enemies. Once it hits an enemy, it starts damaging them, applying the weakened effect so they take 15% more damage, and returning damage dealt to them back as healing. Also, then if the enemy dies while Child of the Old Gods is active on them, it will refund my class ability energy. For the fragments I'm pairing with this, I'm using Echo of Expulsion, so Void ability Final Blows cause targets to explode, Echo of Undermining, so my Void Grenade applies the Weaken effect, Echo of Remnants, so the lingering grenade effects, mostly the Vortex Grenade, will last longer. Then finally, Echo of Persistence, so Devour has an increased duration overall, sometimes even going up to 22 seconds. As per usual guys, moving over to the mods that make the build, there are two things we're going to need before you can actually make it. One is you're going to need at least 2 pieces of armor Void, and the other is to have the Volatile Flow mod unlocked in your artifact. Once you've got both of those things set up, you are good to go. Starting off at my helmet, I have it as Solar, and I'm using Volatile Flow at the end of it with 2 Ashes to Assets, so that whenever I get a kill with my grenade, it's going to give me bonus super energy. Moving over to my arms, this is one of the pieces that I recommend that you have Void, because in it I have Reaping Wellmaker, so after activating my class ability, aka my Rift, the next kill that I get with my weapons is going to create a Void Elemental Well. And then to take advantage of the arms being Void, I'm using Bolstering Detonation so that I gain class ability energy whenever I damage enemies with my grenade. This is also a really good armor piece to keep Void because Bolstering Detonation and Reaping Wellmaker are so cost efficient, you can maintain these mods while using some of the super expensive champion mods. Moving on over to my chest piece, this is the other piece of armor that I have Void, and I'm using Well of Tenacity at the end so that picking up a Void Elemental Well will not only give me Volatile Flow, but also give me 5 seconds of 50% damage reduction. Next to it though, I'm using a Void Resistance mod and Thermoshock Plating so that I take reduced damage from incoming Solar, Arc, and Void damage all at the same time. Moving on over to my boots, this is my exotic slot and I'm using Secant Filaments. Its exotic perk, Devouring Rift, reads, casting an Empowering Rift will grant you Devour. Damage dealt by you and your allies from within your Empowering Rift will disrupt combatants. These boots are borderline broken and I already covered them in another video, so if you guys are interested in that, it'll be in the top right. But I have them as stasis, and at the end of it, I'm using the artifact Font of Might. What it does is that whenever you pick up an elemental well that matches your subclass typing, it will give a 25% damage buff for 10 seconds towards that element typing. In this case, we're using Void Elemental Wells and a Void subclass, so our funnel web is not only going to gain the bonus damage from the perks that it has on it, but volatile rounds and 25% more damage. Next to it though, because I'm using a rocket launcher and a sniper in my build, I have a rocket launcher scavenger from the artifact and a sniper rifle scavenger from my Izanagi's Burden. Finally, over at the class item, I have it as Solar, but you guys could have it as any element of your choosing, and I'm using Elemental Armaments at the end, so getting kills with a weapon that matches my subclass typing has a stacking chance to spawn a Elemental Well of that typing. Like I said before, we're using Funnel Web, so every time we get about 5 kills with it, a Void Elemental Well is going to spawn. Next to it, I'm using Overload Grenades so that my Void Grenades can overload champions, and I'm using Devouring Depths so that casting my Void Super while I'm critically wounded or benefiting from Devour, it will cause my super to deal 30% more damage. Overall though guys, that is going to be the build in today's video. Final thoughts on the Funnel Web. It's absolutely insane and probably the best weapon for mobbing in the entire game right now because of Volatile Flow. If you guys have any questions about what you guys should run with your Funnel Web, leave them down in the comments and I'll get to them as fast as I humanly can. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm gonna catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.